and then unless they're doing it one at a time. I can see Voodoo's gone out for the shootout. Right, let's see how Voodoo's getting on. He said he was going to go in the Beast. I didn't think he was actually serious. I can hear something in the background. There we go, there's Wilco. Hello mate, how are you doing?
Yeah, good. Trev is just feeding his daughter, so you might be a little bit late. So if you wanted to start,
Yeah,
you're welcome
yeah.
to.
So I've just started it. I'm just in with Voodoo at the moment.
Yep. So he's the first car. You've got the list of cars going out and stuff. Yeah.
Yep, that was in our chat.
Yeah. It's all good. Yeah. So there will be a little break if like these GT4 cars will be done probably 10 minutes or so, and then there'll be a little break until 7:30, and then it'll be Mayo will be the first car out, just in case like John's not in the lobby. There's someone
Yeah,
else not yet, so then they'll join back in that little break there.
gotcha. No worries.
Cool.
Yeah, we're.
Yes, and Trev will join in a minute.
Sorry, say again.
Trev will be on in a minute.
Brilliant. All right, then, bud.
Cool.
Yeah, I've got a few people in the stream just watching now. So
Sweet. Hello, everyone. Yeah, so should be good race. Quite close. Aussie and Boss did the exact same lap time over the 3 nights. So
right.
Aussie did his last night, and Boss did his this morning or this afternoon. So the GT4 field will be quite
should
close.
be good fun then.
All right, well, here comes Voodoo. All right, I'll let you go, and yeah, Trev will join soon. Good luck.
All right,
take
buddy.
Easy.
Take it easy, mate.
Bye.
Right, Voodoo with a 2:14.5. Let's have a look just to see how comparable that was with everyone else's times. And that currently is about a second off of GRT's time in the GT4s. Right, so who's next out on track? Let's have a look. Right, so it's a Boss out now for his go in the shootout. It's just, yeah, so he's on his out lap. So there's the benchmark, a 2:14.5 from Voodoo. Just let him get his car settled down. All his temps up. And it looks as if Aussie Thunder's come out onto the track just behind him. So what have we got so far? So the leaderboard, or the latest leaderboards that I've been shared so far in the GT4s, we've got GRT on 2:13.6, we've got Binger on 2:14.1, we've got Aussie Thunder on 2:14.5, the Boss on 2:14.5, also identical times. Voodoo has done a 2:15.7, so he improved his time considerably for that lap. So let's see what these boys have got. Hi Skill, how you doing, mate? So we got Skill, got Wilco, Burra, Bell, good evening. HSV's in as well. Evening, boy. So just let us know if you want to go in car for their flyers. So was that Boss's? That must have been Boss's flyer. I thought he was just prepping the car. Right, so Aussie Thunder, what's he got? Uh, 41 minutes. Yeah, it should be enough time. It's only a shootout, so I suppose as soon as the cars are clear and you know you've got enough gap, you can get out on track. Evening, Albert. How are you doing, buddy? You're right in the mix. Right in the mix of it in the cup cars, buddy, by the looks of it. Looks pretty tight all the way through, actually. Alright, let's see what Aussie's got. Let's just click drive on him and see what. It's not going to give predicted, unfortunately. Obviously, looks as if GRT is the one that's got these GT4s nailed down around our famous Hillock. Good evening, Glynis. How are you? Right, so 2:59. Right, okay. So that benchmark by Voodoo is proving to be pretty damn quick in this shootout. So it's quickly. Oh, Binger's stuck with the Janetta. Actually, let's jump in with Binger. Let's go in car with him. Let's see how hectic this little thing is. We know it hasn't got much top end, but it's very agile. The little buzz box. He's held that lovely. No tyre squeal, no wheel spin. We know Binger does love this track. He also loves this little car. Ultra smooth. Can't hear any tyre squeal whatsoever. Just saved himself from a kiss on the wall there through Forest Elbow. Now this is where he's going to be. I think it's about 20 k's down. He's going to be on the rest of the GT4 field. 240. Cup cars are going to get up to about 285 down Conrod. So they should make easy work of getting past this little buzz box. Right, what you got, Binger? This looks pretty reasonable actually. 214.7 puts him in just behind Voodoo. 2/10 in it. I see Trev's now in Discord. He must have finished taking care of his little one for dinner. Right, GRT. He's obviously set the fastest time in the qualifying, but obviously that counts for nothing when you've got a shootout. So he has actually done a 2:13.6. Let's see what he's got. Yeah, with the Delta, it's hard sometimes. It can be on their previous best lap. It depends what it's lodged, Wilco, or what it's logged. Sorry.
Hello.
Good evening, Trev. You there?
Yes, hello. Yeah, sorry about that. I had some issues there.
No worries. Yeah, no. Wilco come in and said that you were just feeding the little one.
Yep. Sorry. I'd sort of forgot how hectic Sunday nights can be. Can be, but it's all good now. She's.
Yeah, I only just caught it because I was like, hold on a minute, that's what time? Because the daylight savings kicking in and everything.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I'm sitting there looking at the messages and I'm like, Trev!
Yeah. And then that's all good. And then because Wilco's like, I'll jump over to Discord, which means I don't need an extra microphone. So I've just been sort of trying to push that out of the way,
Oh,
which is
right.
good. It's actually easier because you use it all through the one headset. So
Yeah.
so what's the go now? So do I go live at 7:30 or what?
Up
What
to,
do you?
I've already gone live with the shootout, so we're
Yeah.
actually live at the moment as GRT crosses a lot. 2:13.8. That's massive.
So what do we?
So the actual
Yeah.
there's 34 minutes left here. So they're doing all the GT4s first, and then the Cup cars are going out.
Right. Should I maybe hold off a bit or just?
Yeah,
I'm making.
I mean, if you want, because you normally run your intro and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff as well, don't you?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sort
I
of
mean,
thinking.
we're both in
Yeah.
here, so
Yeah.
no, dead right, Aussie Thunder. That was an awesome lap from GRT there. I've just got my chat up on the other screen at the moment, Trev, just in case you're wondering who I'm randomly talking to.
Yep. You're right. So how are we going to do this? So you're streaming as well, aren't you?
Yeah, but I mean yours. I mean, because you're the main man. Yours will be the prime stream, I believe, and this just gives the
Okay.
guys just the opportunity to, you know, you might be concentrating on one area of the race with your footage, and I might be watching a particular battle or whatever. But you know, we can
Okay.
still give each other, you know, feedback from those battles.
Yep. Yep. Fair enough.
Much the same way as we did with the mental health round.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Yeah, that's right. That worked all right, didn't it?
Yeah.
Bathurst social. So
As soon as
8:05 p.m. race 1, 32 minutes, short formation lap.
we've got our first cup car going out.
Oh, nice.
We've got
So
Javier, which is one of our boys. We affectionately call him Mayo.
Oh, nice, nice. You always learn a lot of new names and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think we've made up nicknames for just about the whole field.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I might sort of go live at 8 then, or is that too late? I'm thinking that's race 1, isn't it? So that's still a pretty...
Yeah, I mean, maybe run your intro runs for 5 minutes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was
Just
thinking if I go live at 8, yeah.
Yeah, set your intro off at like 5:02 or whatever, and then no, what time is it? No, it's going to run past. So yeah, if you go live at 8, and the actual racing will start at 5 past by the looks of it.
Yep. Because it'll sort of save me shitting on for an extra half an hour. Like, they're going to be pretty long.
Yeah.
Pretty long race. Like, 30 minutes, break, 30 minutes. Go live now, Trev. Hang on.
Yeah,
I'll just say to him, did you want me to wait a little bit, or?
Well, everyone can hear it anyway. I can't. I'm not as savvy as you, so I can't shut our conversation off from the stream. So if Wilco's listening to it, he's like, "Why is he saying he's not setting up now?"
Yeah, I can shoot out on now.
Right.
Oh, bugger! I might as well go live now. I don't have to sort of. Hang on.
I'm just jumping in car with Mayo now because these cup cars are hectic around here.
All right, I'll go live. We'll go live and do the hot lap, then get into it. So, I know it's going to be one of those. Don't worry about the hot lap. Okay, he wants action, this man. Okay. Let's do a little.
I mean, everyone watching this might be thinking that Javier's going slowly, but in a shootout scenario, you need a valid lap. So, best to drive within your limits for the shootout and then save it for the race.
I'll just go live. So you just need a little bit of a buffer, wait so the stream, the stream's running and everything. So.
What sort of times he set? So that was 2:11.2. What did he set before? So he's done a 2:07, Javier has. So he was driving well within himself there, just to make sure he had a time on the board, I think. Right, so I think George is already out on track. He is.
Was that Geordie, did you say, mate?
Yeah. Or Joe. We call him Jody now.
Jody. Is that 51-year-old Geordie?
Yes. We call him Jody though, because our number one wag called him Jody once, so it's stuck. And by all accounts, he has shared some pictures of him in female attire, so it's kind of fitting.
Well, it's meant to be, wasn't it? Okay, so
And Bell, our #1 wag, is now apologising in the stream for giving Jody that label, and keep it on there. Well done. Well caught, George. Not again. Right, what time is he running? We did see that Javier was a little bit off the pace, so this is going to be very similar to Javier's time.
This one from Geordie.
Yeah.
Okay, so we might go. Well, we are live, but do you want to? I'll just fix the audio so we're. Ooh, 2:12.2. 2:12.3.
Yeah. So Albert's out next. What was Albert's time in the quali? That was a 2:05.9. So
Albert.
We know with Albert he's got one speed and one speed only, full send.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On a Sunday night, would you believe? It's time for something a little bit different, a very special race here tonight. We might even have two special races. In fact, it's the KRL, the Kid Buyers Racing League, and the Rising Phoenix Racing League. I was going to say versus Bob Hoskins, but we're just working together tonight. Hello to you, mate, and boy, we are in for a special night, aren't we?
Yeah, good evening, Trev. No, it yeah, I think it did start off as if it was going to be a versus, but it's just turned into a bit of a social fun event with a mixed class one. But yeah, it should be close. I mean, no one's used to these cup cars, and people hardly ever drive the GT4s, so no, it should be good fun.
Absolutely. As we take a look at this man, I know you said about Albert, he only knows one way, doesn't he, the Spaniard, and that is flat out, as you can see there, coming towards Conrod Straight there. Mount Panorama, beautiful Mount Panorama, and how great is it to be here as Voodoo's joined us, the Nigerian Prince, sending plenty of love through the chat. And let's talk, we've joined the top 10 shootout here tonight, and we've got race 1 coming up at roughly a bit after 8. I think we are running a little bit behind Bob, and then we've got a bit of a break, and then race 2 after that. 2 30-minute races on what would have been, or should have been, the weekend for the Bathurst 1000, of course, but not to be.
Yeah, if people would have stayed home, it would have been on.
It would have been on, that's for sure, as Albert goes to the top. At 2:05.8, and looks to be a little bit of damage. As sorry, Bob, it always gets me when they go straight on there at turn 1 and off into the trees. But yeah, so Albert there with a 2:05.8, Voodoo, a Wilco, all up and about. And boy, how good is it to be here on a Sunday night? We do apologise, or I do apologise. You were here before me, Bob, but I was going to say that it's pretty hectic in the buyer's household of a Sunday night. Thank God for air fryers. And there we have it. So Jay Millsy 85, of course, combining the Rising Phoenix Racing League boys and the Kid Buyers Racing League regulars. Jay Millsy 85, what do we know about him, Bob? What sort of driver are we looking at here with Jay Mills?
I don't know what he's like in a cup car. He's normally in the Ferrari. Very, very quick driver. Track dependent at times, but yeah, he can mix it with the top boys.
As we've had Aussie Thunder joining us. Hello to you. Nice time, Alberto. Thank you very much. And that looked to me like it was a big incident there as he managed to collect it up. No, look at the damage on the side of that Porsche, and you could see that accident happening, couldn't you, Bob? We just saw that camera angle there. We just saw him sort of going the wrong way there, and that's going to be the end of his lap, I reckon. But yep, going straight on there. And like we said, we've got two 30-minute races, or 32-minute races to be exact. And race one, we're looking at a short formation lap. Then once the green flag goes, maintain position. The bottom four Cup cars will go in front of the GT4 field. So strict instructions there from the great man Jason Wilkinson as we take a look at, like we said, we've joined the shootout here tonight. Who else have we got? We've got Millsy back in there, and I think we might be looking at Bathurst here tonight, out onto the track now, about to start his lap, or has he started it, Bob? I think he might be coming around, is he, to start?
Yeah,
Yep,
he's on his out
ready.
lap, yeah, because Millsy had that unfortunate incident. I think they're tailing out on their warm-up lap, you know, as the flyers go past.
And there we can see Bathurst now. This track, always a difficult one to get right. And we know that Albert is not a big fan of this circuit around here. The mountain, Mount Panorama, been around for roughly 80 or so years. Hasn't changed a great deal in that time. Forest Elbow, the Dipper, Conrod Straight, the Chase, you name it. As Wilco, John has passed out somewhere, so we are missing him. Next car after Bathurst is Madford. I had to read that twice. I thought he said John has passed away. That's. We can reassure everyone out there, including fans of our man John, that he's. It is Sunday. What is it? Sunday night, 7:40 this side of the country, Bob. But we're missing John. But big hello to John out there wherever he's watching, and I'm sure he'll be enjoying this tonight. Next car after this man is Madford. As we take a look then at the times, Albert sitting pretty on top as you'd expect, 205.814, and Barter's now. Not a bad lap so far, Bob, but looking a little bit cautious, I reckon, halfway through this one.
Yeah, I think that most people are just going to want a banker, to be honest. I mean, you can see Barders is putting a lot of wheel work in, and this is his first race in his new man cave. He's just finally finished that off.
And very nice indeed. Just currently work in progress, the man cave where I am here. And let's have a look at this. Always a tough one over the top. Skyline, the S's, the Dipper, they're all in here as he comes out of Forest Elbow now. 18, 19 down Conrod Straight. And you think you've nailed the top of the mountain, Bob, but there's always Conrod Straight, the Chase, and Murray's Corner. You can feel like you're on a pretty good lap, and they can all come undone through the Chase as we see him coming towards the Chase now. And not a place where you want to get too heavy on the brakes there. Looking very nice. What time is this going to be for Barters as he comes up to Murray's Corner here? Let's have a look. Big hello to everybody out there tonight.
I think 203. Oh no, it's gone.
And he goes to the top of the timing sheets, as that is a very, very nice lap of 205.715. I think we're waiting for Madford to come around. Yep, here he is. And my goodness me, very handy lap there. Just almost exactly a 10th on Albert as Madford comes across the line. So all the drivers, 15 of them in fact. And Madford now coming through turn 1. Down Mountain Straight towards Griffin's Bend, starting the climb here. We've got Conrod Straight, 1.9 kilometres as well, and 174 metres elevation change from the lowest point to the highest point. It's an old school track. It's always one that's hard to get right as we see Madford coming across the top of the hill through the cutting. And you can see already on those walls there, Bob, there is no margin for error around here whatsoever.
No, we can. Oh, and there we go.
I tell you, Well, if you hit there, you're going to end up there. That's for sure. And that is broken. That's
that's
broken
invalidated his lap. So his lap time has gone red. That's invalidated his lap time. Unfortunately.
And you can see the damage. And that's it, I reckon, for Manafort. We might.
So it's HSV.
We get a few more guys returning to the pit lane. We might get started on time, Bob, here tonight. I'm just looking. We've got 14 minutes to go, leading up to 8 o'clock. HSV now out on the track. And, of course, he's a little bit further back, isn't he, on his warm-up lap because of Manafort finishing a little bit earlier there. So, Millsy not setting a time, having a moment at the top of the hill along with Manafort. We're still waiting on Brian, Wilco, this man, and Skiller. By the way, Bob, let me know if I'm butchering any of these names. Please let me know. We know some of these guys have got their nicknames.
Yeah, no. So it's Escalator, but we call him Skill. So
okay.
his wife Belle is always in the stream. She's our #1 wag, always leaving us little messages. She's a busy little bee, so she gets little snippets from Dean while he's racing.
Nice one. So Skill, we'll go with Skill. I'm pretty right for the KRL boys, mostly because I've probably made up a lot of their actual nicknames. So that's why I have no issues remembering some of them. But here we go, HSV across the line. Keep those comments coming in. The numbers a little bit down there, 6, 7, 5 people now watching, but still we've got plenty of action. So just the shootout here at the moment. And HSV VV12 coming up towards the mountain straight, beginning the climb here at Mount Panorama. As you can see, as you'd expect with a one-lap shootout, Bob, these times a little bit all over the place. So like you said, it's just all about getting that banker lap in, really, isn't it? And you could find yourself well and truly up the field. Yeah,
it's just the pressure of knowing that it is one lap. You make a mistake, and that's you further down the grid. So you're better off just driving a little bit within yourself. HSV's much the same as Albert, though. He only knows one speed, so he's going to be going for it. And Borough is cheering the young lad on tonight, as I think we've got Jason Quillen. He's also going to be cheering him on.
Big hello to you, Jason, out there, a regular for the KRL Tier 1, Tier 2. Tier 2, Tier 1, depending on which order you like to look at it. HSV, he's done the climb. Now he's doing the descent onto Conrod straight through Forest Elbow there. Very neat and tidy looking lap.
Nice and tight.
Very nice. Very neat and tidy indeed. Down the main straight here, Conrod straight. Heading towards the chase. We've only got, half a dozen drivers left here to set a qualifying lap. I think I can see Jason Wilkinson just coming out of the track as we watch HSV here. Very tidy lap. Can he keep it all together? That looked very nice indeed, Bob. This could be a quick one from HSV. He's looking good.
Yeah, this is going to be up there. This is going to be very close to. No, it's going to be ahead of Barders, I think.
So here we go.
205 flat.
Here he comes. Oh yes, he's look at that at 205 flat for HSV. Well, we called it pretty early. It did look very nice indeed. And that is a very nice lap, if you don't mind, as we take a look at Wilco now, getting things ready, getting the tyres, the brakes, everything nice and up to temperature here. You can see track temperature 28 degrees, 24 degrees air temperature. Track is looking very nice indeed. And Wilco to Bennett, I'm calling it now. So the Nigerian Prince, when this man speaks, he holds a lot of power, doesn't he? We've seen him in the past put the curse on people, and with that African music playing in the background. So Voodoo already calling Wilco to Bennett. Bob, I reckon we might see pole position here. I'm going to go against Voodoo there. Hopefully he doesn't get any of his magic potions towards me, of course. But here he comes, Wilco. And speaking of people who only know one way, Bob, this man is exactly the same. He goes quick. And what do you reckon we're going to see here?
Well, in the pre-quali or whatever you would call it, the 3-hour sessions that they had going, he has actually put in a 2:04.2. HSV had done a 2:04.5, so I'd expect to see him, I don't know, about half a second off, 2:04.7 maybe.
We'll wait and see. We will wait and see. This man, like we said, is quick. Let's have a look. I love that camera angle, Bob. It never gets old, does it? As Aussie Thunder calling it for pole position. So Aussie Thunder calling pole very early. Voodoo casting some sort of magical spell there. The Nigerian magician. As here he comes, Wilco now starting his descent. Very nice indeed. A little bit out of shape. No, I beg your pardon. Beg yours. He's kept it together very nicely indeed. You sort of get that pinball effect, don't you, Bob, over the top of the mountain here. If you hit one side, you're very often going to hit the other. But he's got through nice and cleanly now onto Conrod Straight. Tick over 12 minutes left in this session, but that's not going to worry anybody because we're all going to get our laps done before the end of the allocated time. It looks quick. It looks quick. Just how quick is it going to be? That's the question. We've seen a 2:05 flat. Is he going to go quicker than that, Bob?
Right, he kept it off the limiter. I noticed that HSV and Wilco kept it off the limiter. This is going to be, I should know at the 100-meter marker. Yeah, this is going to be within, this is going to be a high 2:04, I think.
High 2:04.
Oh, no.
Bob's called it 2:05.4. Oh. Well, he must have given up a little bit of time towards the end of the lap, did he there, Bob? It was looking quite good, wasn't it? He just managed to... He just lost out, unfortunately, in the final part of the lap there.
Yeah, he did look like he was trying to catch a broken egg in his fingers as he was going across the top of the hill, but it looked as if it might have been in that final sector that he lost that time. As
there we have it, so no pole for our man Wilco is Skill, and Escalator is his usual name, but we'll go with Skill. And just a quick shout out, this video is not sponsored by Skillshare like most of other videos that are on YouTube, but anyway, Skill, what can we expect from this man now? He's what has he got there? He's got a 2:05, 2:50, right down to Aussie Thunder there, 10 seconds off the pace. We know Millsy and Maddiford had moments across the top of the hill, but Skill, if he just, well, if he can just drive within himself, like you said, Bob, he could get a decent position here.
Yeah, he can afford to bleed nearly a whole second from his fastest time here. He's done a 2:04.1, so he's got plenty of pace around here.
And let's have a look then. So here he comes.
Very smooth.
Smooth indeed. Not enough O's in smooth. Skill now. Still not over yet this lap. You can see the marks on the walls from those who have gone before him and had incidents, but here he comes looking very nice. Big shout out to Thunder, Voodoo, everyone watching on both streams tonight. Great to have your company.
Let's see if he holds this off the limiter. There's a little bit of a trick with the Cup car. You just got to hold it. You can hit 285 and you've just got to let off the throttle just a little bit, just to stop it banging.
Let's have a look now. He's kept it pretty nice. There we go, through the chase up towards Murray's corner. It's looking like a good lap. Like you said, he can afford to ease off a little bit. Let's see here. Through the final corner there.
No, he's lost some time.
Oh, he's lost some time. Where is this going to put him? Only good enough for 5th. So he won't be too happy with that. He'll be pretty disappointed with that, I would have thought. Bob, 1.3 seconds off. And this is a man who was who could have gone in the 2:04s.
Yeah, I think he's just tried to make sure that he's got a banker in there, and he's left a little bit too much out there.
Well, there we have it. That is it. And Big Dazzler's joined us. Your man down in 12th with plenty of work to do before race 1. If you are just joining us, hello to you. The great Bob Hoskins alongside me all the way from Perth in WA. still COVID-free and enjoying all the sorts of freedoms that Victorians can only dream of. As I'm not sure what the Victorian cases were, Bob. I've given up checking. But anyway, there we have it, the end of qualifying now. I don't think we can speed things up, can we? We've got 8 minutes left, Bob. We're finished early.
Yeah, I think that it would take. Wilco would have to do a full server reset, I believe. On the PC, you can just forward to next session. I don't believe you can with the PlayStation.
Well, there we have it. Once again, the PC getting it done. We won't go into that debate, but with a bit of time ticking down on the clock, we can recap if you just joined us. And HSV getting pole position with a 2:05 flat. I still don't think any of these drivers really got their full potential out of that run. But 2:05.0 sees HSV on pole position before race 1. Jason Wilkinson alongside him, starting on the front row. Butters in third. Albert Buenos Noches, a man who, let's just say Bathurst isn't his favourite track, along with Skill in 5th. And Mayo, is that we calling him Mayo there down in P6? Yeah. And Geordie and GRT alongside him. Voodoo, he won't be happy. The 666, number of the beast there down in 9th. Binger in 10th. The Boss in 11th. Aussie Thunder 12th. Millsy and Matterford in 13th and 14th respectively. As we see a few drivers coming out of the track, it might be a chance to get a few extra minutes practice, Bob, before the big race.
Yeah, I think they're just going to have to be careful that they don't interfere with the quali laps that have already been set.
I think they're doing a speed comparison, I'm hearing, between GRT and HSV.
Right. And so down Comrods, the Cup car will hit 285.
Okay. Versus the Mercedes, it's also got a bit of grunt, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I think she will only get up to about, I think it's about 260. I don't know if I'm correct with that. I think it's about 260 that'll get to, and then the little buzz box Ginetta that Binger's in will only get to about 240.
There we have it. So a bit like at Albert Park back in the good old days when we used to have a Grand Prix at Albert Park. They would do the speed comparison there, wouldn't they? Of course, between, I think it was a V8 supercar, I think, and an F1, and as what's happened there? Binger just waiting.
Yeah, no, I think Binger doesn't normally join the party chat, does he? Or maybe he's not in.
Hey boys, he's not in the party chat. We've just got some time to kill. So HSV being the fastest Cup car, and who was it? GRT being the fastest GT4 car. They're going to stop at the start line, and GRT is going to have a 10-second start, and then HSV is going to try and run him down and just see what the speed difference is.
Yeah, what was the Merc hitting down the straight, George? Do you know? Because we know the Cup car will get to 285.
Yeah, I don't know what the Merc was doing. Sorry.
I think it's about 260. So that's going to be where most of the passing on the GT4s is going to be done, I'd imagine. Down Comrade.
The Merc is pretty quick out of all of the GT4 cars.
Yeah. So 2.6. Hello to you, Geordie, by the way. Well, great to have you along, mate. Now we're just looking, I think, what do we got? They won't, let me guess, 265 GRT hit. Thank you for that, Wilco. As we've got a few minutes to kill here, if you're just joining us, between the end of the shootout for qualifying and race 1. And 3, 2, 1, go, says Wilco. So there we have it. GRT gets a 10-second head start. As Max joined us, loving the stream, guys. Loving your company, Mac. Great to have you with us, buddy. And 10 people watching here tonight. And including those strange-looking people up on the hill there in the background. That's a little bit odd. Perfectly, at least they're social distancing. That's something. But GRT will get a 10-second head start here for this speed comparison here at Mount Panorama. So we see GRT's headed off, and now we're just waiting. I think have we got, yep, we've got HSV moving now as well, Bob. So this is going to be interesting to see how quick he can close that gap.
Yeah, I'm in on spoiler cam on GRT's car just to see when we see the cup car of HSV come into view. To be honest, I wouldn't expect to see it until we're down Conrod.
And
at
I
all.
reckon, no, we'll wait and see. Wait and see where they finally catch each other. HSV, we're riding with him at the moment. And he is absolutely on it, isn't he, HSV? He's our pole position man for race 1 tonight. Do not go anywhere. As HSV just absolutely flying at the moment down the hill. We reckon it's going to be, I reckon you're spot on, Bob. I think we're going to see the two of them meet at Conrod. Let's have a look. So GRT hitting 265, I think. Down the main straight. Let's have a look here. GRT now. And
Yeah,
where is
220.
he? Where is he?
240. There he is. There's HSV.
There's HSV. Here he comes. Dazzler will all be watching the Formula 1 tonight. Don't you worry about that from Istanbul Park. Lewis with that penalty, of course. He'll be starting from 11th. As HSV now. Is he going to get him? Let's have a look
No,
here.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he's going to get him. So there we go. GRT's going to sneak home. He had a 10-second head start. It's going to be probably, well, it's a lot less than that now, obviously.
Yeah, he even short shifted, so he gave him a chance to catch him.
There we go, across the line. Look at that. So the speed comparison there, very interesting. HSV couldn't quite get his nose in front towards the end of that lap. There they are, back in the pits. So a nice little moment there between HSV and GRT. We might go for a short break. I'm guessing. What do we got? A minute left, Bob. Of course, you're doing your own thing as well. And back to the drawing board. 8 seconds next time, says Wilco. I think if you're looking to get it absolutely perfect, that's the gap you need. But there we go. HSV on pole. Wilco alongside him. Barters, Albert, Skill, Mayo, Geordie, GRT, Vudu, Binger, the Boss, Thunder, Millsy, and Matterford. So there's your top 14. We are going for a very, very short break. In fact, we might show you a hot lap around this circuit before we will be back for race number 1 here tonight. It is RPR and KRL in the Bathurst Social Race. We'll be right back after this. Cool, I've just got a hot lap on, so I'll just go for a leak and then I'll be back.
Yeah, no worries, buddy.
Cool.
Right, actually, will it let me? No, we're out of time now. So, we've got 15 out there. Yeah, I thought we were in for a full grid tonight. I thought there were going to be a full 20 cars out there. Obviously, John has started early and then finished early. He's had a snooze. And he's missed out. Right, so let's have a quick look at the rules. So it's looking like there's one compulsory pit stop. Let's just try and clear this up for everyone. So right, so the race is 32 minutes, short formation lap. First lap maximum of 150 kilometers an hour. When they exit the chase, form up down to 50 kilometers an hour, double file. Right, okay.
Rightio, here comes Wilco down Conrod Street. Here we go.
Yeah, I was just having a look at the rules for the night. Looks if they've got one pit stop. I didn't think they were having a pit stop in this, with it only being a 32-minute race. Maybe that's just to
Oh,
mix
yeah.
it up a bit. I mean, that will. Oh, I just
Oh, damn, I didn't go return to garage, so now I've got that. Damn it.
Oh,
Are we doing a
I've just done the
formation one?
same because I just hit the controller off my leg and then caught it, and it actually exited it out of the game. But
You know, if you're not quick enough, you know, with the return to. Now I'm stuck on like one car.
yeah, I accidentally hit drive when I got back into the game. Oops. So yeah, 32-minute race, short formation lap, green flag, maintain position, bottom 4 cup cars will go in front of the GT4 field. Do the first lap at 150 kilometers an hour.
Oh shit!
Right,
So
I hope they all know this.
are we? Yeah, I know. I was just about to say, are we into this?
Yeah, it's going into the race now.
Oh, okay.
So it's going into the formation lap, should I say?
Here we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Kid Byers alongside Bob Hoskins here for race 1. And we were talking during the commercial break, Bob. Hopefully these boys know the rules here tonight before the start of this one.
Yeah, I'm trying to read it again now, and I'm confused.com.
/ I'm with you. And green. We do apologise for the helicam, but we are underway. And perfect conditions for the chopper now as a green flag is going, but
It's a like hold your speed first lap.
Of course, first lap at 1. I've just caught up now. Thank you. There we go. First lap at 150 kilometres. Then exiting the chase. Form up at 50 kilometres. Double file. Pole and odd numbers will be left side of the double file. Once the leader hits the start finish line, the race is live and then the pit lane is open. So if you got all of that, Bob, you're a much better man than I am. But there we have it. So strict instructions from the great man Jason Wilkinson as we can return to the garage now and look at our pole position man. And big hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. It is great to have everybody's company here tonight. So, Bob, if you could kindly repeat those instructions back to me there. I think we're just doing this first lap at 150
Yeah,
k's, I think,
150 k's an hour until they hit the chase. When they hit the chase, we'll be down to 50 kilometers an hour, double file, and then when the leader hits the start line, we are go.
So there we have it. Go, that's for sure. And we are just getting ready. Kane Leishman. Kano, hello to you. Great to see Kane joining us here tonight on your Sunday night. We might just jump into a more suitable camera. There we have it. That'll do. That'll do nicely, in fact, as our pole position man. You can see there, HSV. Alongside Wilco, Barters, Albert, Skill and Mayo. Geordie and Matterford, Millsy, who had a bit of a moment there, didn't he? Millsy, GRT, Voodoo, Binger, the boss, and Aussie Thunder bringing up the rear. So heading towards the chase now. So this first lap, if you are just joining us, big hello to you. This first lap, we've got a 30-minute race coming up. And I think the time's already started, hasn't it, Bob? So that timer is ticking down. And 32 minutes short formation lap. Then once the green flag maintained position, the bottom 4 cup cars will go in front of the GT4 field as we're almost ready. So basically, in a nutshell, long story short, we should be racing very shortly, Bob.
Yes, not too far off now. So I've actually centered my camera on Albert. Purely because Albert seems to get all his moves done in the first half of a lap of a race.
It's where the action is, that's for sure, with the great Albert. As Barters looked like HSV might have come across HSV a little bit slow there, and he had a bit of a moment himself going off the circuit, but there we have it. 30-minute race coming your way. One of two here tonight on what would have been the Bathurst 1000 weekend. This weekend, who will become King of the Mountain between KRL and RPR? We are racing now. HSV gets a good start. So does Barters down the inside of Wilco. And is he going to make that move stick? No, I don't think he has. Wilco now has kept second place up the mountain straight for the first time. Somebody off the back. It looks like Mayo, Binger, possibly Bob involved in some incidents, but HSV leads. And he's got Wilco right behind him for company. And now Albert, you said it, Bob, making his moves on lap 1. Here he goes. Look at him.
Yeah, no, he rolled out. He let Bardas take that corner. I thought he was going to try and out-kahuna him, but...
Well, let's see. As we climb the mountain for the first time, and there's still plenty of time to out-kahuna Bardas, that's for sure. But skill right up there. And Albert's got him for company across the top of the hill for the first time. And I'm just wondering who is going to be the first victim here tonight on top of the mountain. But they all look like they're getting through cleanly there. And it is HSV who is setting Wilco quite a task. We know Wilco doesn't have any issues when it comes to confidence, Bob, but HSV is looking very much at home on this opening lap. And always a tough one to get right when you're coming down the mountain for the first time. So it's HSV. Wilco will go through the field. Barters, Albert. So Barters has managed to keep Albert at bay. Skill behind him. Then it's Geordie who popped in to say hello a moment ago. Then Millsy. Millsy, let's see. Hopefully his confidence hasn't taken a hit, I should say. Along with Matterford after that incident in qualifying. GRT is off the track, at least on my screen. Anyway, Bob, I'm not sure what you're seeing, but GRT is... he's off the track. I
see him okay at the moment. I see
Yeah,
Javier's dropped to the back of the field.
And we saw that at turn 1. We saw him just sort of fly off in the background as if he had a moment. I'm just wondering whether Thunder might have been involved with that or GRT. Looks like GRT's bonnet is holding on for dear life there. So he's picked up some damage. Is he going to come into the pits straight away? We'll wait and see. So we might get back to that little battle at the back a little bit later on. But HSV, my goodness gracious me, Bob Hoskins, 3 seconds that gap. And we're only on lap 2.
Yeah, just hope he's not pushed these tyres too hard. And Bell's just let me know in the chat that Skill has already gone in for his pit stop. Get that out of the way, and then he can have a clear track for the remainder.
So mandatory pit stop tonight, which is interesting, isn't it, Bob? In such a short, well, not a short race, but half an hour race. It's anyway. We don't make the rules. We just work to them. As somebody I think's made a move. As someone, is it Millsy? No, I beg your pardon. You can see their Skills got his pit stop done. Thunder and Mayo. Javier into the pits there. GRT still further down the field as we take a look now. Look at this battle. Barters. It begins with Barters and ends with Millsy. I reckon only 2 or so seconds separating them. Here's Prince Albert, the king of Spain, as my dog wants out. She's had enough of me talking so much. Oh,
Albert
into the wall, and Albert is into the wall. So he's made a right porridge of that, and now he's going to have all the boys up behind him, including Geordie and Millsy. And he's got some serious looking damage there, Bob, after that incident.
Yeah, he's going to have to pit this time. Let's just see what speed he can get to down here. We know it is capable of 285. We'll have an idea very shortly.
As let's have a look and see. He's
Whoa!
got it all wrong, and he's gonna. I shouldn't laugh, but you can see that coming a mile away. I could just see him starting to twitch there down Conrod Street. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's not really funny, is it? If you're an Albert fan, I was about to say his love-hate relationship.
Whoa! Come on, Albert,
or his hate relationship with he doesn't like this circuit, does he? As he comes into the pits. So it's going to be a long way back from there, but he's never been a big fan of this place, has he, Bob?
No, he does seem to have a few moments. I've just jumped on board with Geordie because he's going to have a nosebleed being up to 4th.
And look at that, 5.4 seconds. And Geordie and Millsy, have a look at this. Up the mountain straight, and those two, that is not a place where two goes into one, Bob, but all very fair there. Geordie and Millsy there, a very nice battle going on here.
Yeah, no, George is an old head. He would have known to roll out of that one. Oh, I tell you what, Barders and Wilco dead close to those walls. Inch perfect.
So close. Centimetre perfect. The great Dennis Committee there. Hope he enjoys retirement over there in Perth. But Barders, that gap less than a second to Wilco. And Barders, I think he got a bit too close to the wall there, Bob. He seemed to just leave a bit of paint behind there, but he's dropped back a couple of tenths after that incident. But 23 minutes there or thereabouts remaining in this race. Don't forget, we've got race 1 and then a 3-minute break, and then race number 2 coming your way in a special KRL versus RPR and RPR. I beg your pardon, we're not going against each other, but still plenty of bragging rights on offer. HSV, a little bit of a moment there coming through the chase, but he's managed to keep it together. 4.2 seconds now back to this man in Jason Wilkinson. Barnes 1.6 now behind him. No surprise, Bob, given that moment he had at the top of the hill. And then it's Millsy who's coming into the pits. Millsy into the pits, lap 4.
Yeah, that's a bit early for Millsy, I would have thought. I don't know if HSV's gone particularly light on fuel and he's just trying to make a mad dash for it, but the pace differential between him and the rest of the guys is huge at the moment.
As we see Millsy coming into the pits. Bit of an interesting one, like we said, Bob. He's sort of in no man's land, is he, I guess? But anyway, he's coming in, so there he goes. And here we have Skill, Binger, Boss, and Voodoo in the big Chevy. And look at that, seeing the Nigerian Prince in the big American muscle there. Very interesting indeed. He's down in 9th. Matterford, as Millsy's come out. Is he going to come out in front of Matterford, but behind Voodoo? Yep, so he's slotted inside the top 10, I believe. Or in fact, yep, in 10th place, as we've got a yellow flag. I think, where's that at the chase? Somebody off at the chase. I'm not too sure who it is. We're just going to go through the field now. And somebody's had a moment at the chase, but it looks like, at least on my track map, Bob, that they've got back going again. I think we'll keep flicking through. We won't flick through too fast, these cameras. We know it doesn't like that, but there's Millsy after his pit stop in 9th, so he's got his pit stop done. As Voodoo looking to graze that wall there, but let's have a look. We'll go back to the front. Marshall's waving the white flag, so they've surrendered already, but HSV now 4.6 ahead of Jason Wilkinson, and Barders is not leaving Wilco alone, is he, Bob? It's steady, but 1.4. It's he's not going. He's sort of romping away into the distance. You can see there Barders is keeping Wilco in hand as Wilco into the pits, so he's coming in as well.
Yeah, I'm struggling to work out what's going on at the moment, because I mean HSV is running 205s, which isn't too dissimilar to the quali pace. So the other guys and Skill out on a clear track is only running 206s. So yeah, it's interesting if HSV is just treating this as a quali session and has gone light, or what the thinking is from everyone.
Can we see what sort of fuel load he's running? I wonder. I think we can we jump on board? Do we get that information?
No, you get their traction control, their brake bias and all that lot, but I don't believe that you can see their fuel.
No, so I might be thinking of another game. I'm thinking maybe Project Cars or some other game you could do that, but Barders has had a moment there climbing the hill. He's managed to keep it all together. So Barders second, Geordie up to third. I wonder how that nosebleed's going. He's right at the top of the hill and in third position on the track. So he's a pretty experienced campaigner, like we've said. And he's running a pretty good race at the moment, isn't he, Geordie, in the nice bronze livery Porsche? in the Cup car. He's doing very nicely indeed. So on for a good result as he goes straight.
And Skill is right on Wilco's tail.
And look at this.
Oh, no! Oh! He was pushing. He was pushing.
And he was pushing very hard. GRT there, Bob. Lucky not to get caught up in that.
Oh, and he's around again.
And that is not the place you want to be. He's got a few guys coming his way. He's going to have to just stop and let them go, isn't he, Bob?
Yes. Yeah, very sensible there. He waited for the boys to clear before he spun it around. We have seen in other events, in particular, I've even done it myself, people trying to spin around at the wrong time and causing a bit of a commotion.
And it's not a sight you want to see, is it, Bob? A car facing the wrong way coming at you at that part of the track, because they're going along pretty quickly at that stage of the lap. So Skill was having a nice little battle with Wilco. So where's that put him? He's lost a lot of time there. So once again, this track, it's already claimed a few victims, hasn't it, Bob? And it's just a matter of who can manage to tame the mountain and not get caught out here and have a clean race. As HSV 7.9, almost 8 seconds that gap now.
Yeah, no, it's huge at the moment.
Something's going on there. Must be running on the smell of an oily rag because it's 8.1 seconds at the moment. Back to this man, Barters. And then it's Geordie who's just climbing the mountain. And then Wilco once again, who has made his stop. So Wilco, who are we thinking, Bob, is in the box seat here at the moment with a tick over 17 minutes to go?
Looking at the lap times, HSV has built a significant lead. So even at the pace that Wilco can run, he's going to have to absolutely hammer it if he's to close that deficit.
So he's got plenty of work to do, and that is going to be the risk, whether he pushes too hard. He's just got to keep it consistent there, keep his pace up, and who knows what can happen. But the gaps in the field now, GRT and Millsy, who I don't believe are on the same lap, are they? GRT right at the back, Bob. So this is not for position here. And you can see the marshals waving the blue flags, but unfortunately not an easy place. And GRT just trying to let him go, but Millsy might have lost some time. In fact, he's kept on going there. So in all fairness to GRT, not a great position to catch, to try and let somebody through, is it, Bob? But
no, it's difficult. And you know, most people will say just be patient over the top of the hill. Just wait until Conrod.
And there we have it. So GRT letting Millsy by. Now Matterford getting a bit of a tow here down Conrod Straight. And Millsy won't be too happy, I wouldn't have thought, but not much harm done there. As race control giving us the message. Half the res gone, half still to go. 15 minutes to go in this one. HSV still setting the pace out front. 8.4 seconds is the gap. This battle for 5th and 6th between Matterford and Jay Millsy. So RPR, the RPR boys doing very nicely indeed. Geordie up there in 3rd, all on his own in some clear air. In the 333 Porsche, there we have it, lap 7. There is our leader, 8.4 seconds ahead of Barters Bartley, as he's run a pretty clean race so far. No incidents to speak of. Geordie there a little bit further back. So where are the closest? I think we might have Matterford and Millsy as the closest battle, or is it, here we go, we've got the Boss and Binger fighting it out for P8 there as well. But apart from that, Bob, it's there are a few gaps. I think we're going to have Boss here looking at Binger, are we? There we have it. We've got the Ginetta versus the Merc. The Boss is right up behind him here. A little bit too far back to have a go as we climb the top of the hill. So battles right through the field, but apart from Matterford and Millsy and this battle, the field pretty much spread out, aren't they, over a fair distance?
Yeah, I've been centred on Binger and the Boss for a while. As the Boss collects the wall, that might just give Binger the breathing space he needs over the top of the mountain to get a big enough gap to hold it down Conrod.
And there we have it. So that battle We'll get back to that battle, see what's happening with Matterford and Millsy. Now they've cleared GRT. And the lapped traffic down Conrod Straight. Matterford and Millsy seem fairly evenly matched in this race as they head down Conrod. Heading towards the chase, lap 8 of this race. Only 13 minutes left in race 1. Don't forget, of course, we have a 3-minute break after this, and then another race, same as race 1. But I believe, Bob, that it's going to be reverse grid of the race 1 results, I believe. So mixing it up a little bit for race 2.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously this will benefit, you know, the people that have had some mayhem in this race, and it will make it a lot more exciting seeing all the faster guys trying to fight their way through.
So there we have it, 8 laps having been completed. It is an 8-second gap for HSV and Barters. Is he going slowly? I think it might be just a bit of a camera trick there. Barters staying in second place. Geordie 20 seconds further back, yet to make his pit stop. And then we've got Wilco, who has made his pit stop, from Millsy, Matterford, right down to Skill in 7th now. Skill coming up to GRT. So Skill there working out a little bit better for him against when he's coming up to lap GRT, because GRT getting out of the way.
So yeah, I think Barders has had an issue. He's 8 seconds down on his previous or on his fastest lap. So something's happened to him across the top of the hill.
He looked a little bit slow, or it could have been just the camera angle I was looking at, Bob. But he looked a little bit slow on that last time around up the top of the hill. So it's 16 seconds now. So Barders has got some.
Yeah,
must have
he's
got into some issues.
He's got some damage both sides of the car.
And here he comes, no surprise then, into the pits for Barters. With 11.5 minutes to go, Geordie will go through. Oh, Geordie, keep it on the black stuff. There we have it, a bit of a moment for him, but he's going through past the pit lane, so he's continuing on. And HSV continues, doesn't he, on his merry way. But, well, everyone barring Geordie and HSV, the only two yet to make a pit stop. So I guess the next question is, when will they come in? And HSV so far in front, but he's coming up with some traffic at the moment, Bob. So would it be a good idea to think about coming into the pits soon, you reckon?
Yeah, I think if you're starting to be held up, you might as well get your pit stop out of the way.
And you can see there he's coming up to
Aussie Thunder. Yeah.
So, and there's a few cars as he just has a moment there, but I reckon if he's clever, and I'm sure he is, he's very quick. We know that, but you can see it's not just Thunder, is it, Bob? There's a few cars there in that battle further down the field. I think
there
Voodoo,
you go. Thunder's just got out of the way.
So Thunder's got out of the way, so not holding him up too much. Nigerian Prince further along down the road. But I think as long as he hasn't caught this gaggle of cars at the top of the hill, Bob, he should be fairly fine, I reckon. He might make a liar out of you and me. He might continue on here, you reckon? Maybe if he can clear this traffic quickly enough.
I mean, it depends on if he's going to be held up. But as close as he is, he should be able to clear Voodoo on the start-finish line, and then he should be able to get the other two up Mountain Straight. So he's going to stay out.
So he's staying out there. Voodoo, very experienced campaigner as well, 2-time champion for KRL in the various previous seasons that we've had. So he knows a thing or two about driving. I guess the issue here is you've got well, this is a battle for position, isn't it, between Binger and the boss? And we see sometimes the back markers, they're not really focused on what's happening behind them, are they, Bob? They're only really focused on their own little battle here. So is HSV, is he going to get caught out here by this battle, and he's not going to catch them at an ideal time? We can see the marshals waving the blue flags, Bob, so this is going to be interesting. Binger and Boss, I don't think either one of them are going to give too much, are they?
Yeah, no, well, they're not obliged to give way. The GT4s should actually hold the race in line, and it's up to the faster class car to make its way around them safely.
So there we have it. So I think he's helped him a little bit there, the boss, hasn't he? Just by slowing down. Binger's next down the road, so he hasn't lost a great deal of time. As Binger, we've seen incidents in the past. Get a bit of a shudder, don't you, when there's cars next to each other up there. But Binger, so he's got through, so he's cleared that traffic pretty much in one lap, effectively, Bob. So he's on his way again. He continues on his merry way.
Yeah. No, I'm surprised at that, to be honest. I thought that was a bit of a dangerous move, but let's see if it's hurt his lap time. Yeah, he's lost nearly 3 seconds on that lap.
So he's lost 3 seconds and still has to make a pit stop. If it was me, I would have pitted. But anyway, I'm not leading the race. It's much easier to talk about up here, that's for sure. I say up here. Not really. He's probably higher above sea level than what I am, HSV. But here we go, lap 10 of this race. Down Conrod Straight once again. Only just under 8 minutes left now. When is HSV going to come into the pits? Just him and Geordie yet to pit, and he's still staying out. So that is very interesting. And is that Wilco now getting close? So Wilco's been in clear air the whole time, hasn't he? He's got Geordie a little bit further ahead of him. But,
yeah, so I've just jumped up to George. George has got a few scrapes on the car as well, but Wilco's taken 2 seconds out of him across the top of the hill.
And so he's getting closer and closer. Yellow flag for something. Was that Albert? Speaking of a few scuffs of paint off the Porsche there, I saw a yellow flag sort of around Nissan somewhere, but here comes Mayo Man. And where's he? P9 at the moment. Binger and the boss. These two have been battling for a fair while, haven't they? And they are very close on track. Battling over a top 10 finish, if you don't mind. Voodoo, Nigerian Prince, has been fairly quiet. 2.8 further back behind him. Aussie Thunder. And GRT, who's not, he's on my timing screens. I'm not seeing any gaps. So whether he's a lap down or not, I think he is. We've seen him get lapped a couple of times, I think. Yep, 2 laps behind in this race. And HSV, as we wait for the director to catch up. So just 2 people left to pit, like we keep saying. And he had a bit of a moment there too, Bob, across the top of the hill. He slowed up a little bit. So 35 seconds. So it was down to 33. So he might be counting on Geordie to maybe hold things up. But the time is ticking, isn't it, Bob? Just a tick over 6 minutes left now.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think HSV's got this. You know, because of that large gap that he built. Oh, Wilco sideways. Yeah, the gap that he built up early on, I think it's going to be too much.
Yep, it's going to put him in good stead here, I reckon, as Geordie now and Wilco. P2 and P3. Wilco has made his stop. Geordie is yet to make his stop. But Wilco then representing the highest of the KRL runners. As Wilco down Conrod Straight. Geordie having a bit of a moment. And is that going to give Wilco the chance to make a move, as we see a yellow flag somewhere else as well? And Geordie versus Wilco here. And you can see Jason just having a look there as HSV. So he's answered the question. He's come into the pits. So the big question is, Wilco right up behind Geordie. Is he holding him up?
Geordie stays out.
Geordie stays out. This is interesting. Less than 5 minutes to go now. Geordie stays out on the track. And is he holding Wilco up? Where's HSV? He's come out. Well clear of Wilco and Geordie, Bob.
Yeah, I wonder if Geordie's taken one for the team there.
Well, a bit of a tactical. Could it be tactical there? He's I
He's
don't
let
think
Wilco
Geordie...
through now.
So now HSV's out front. He's Wilco is now through. I don't know. Would HSV have had it? I still reckon he would have come out anyway.
Yeah, I believe so. He had built up, you know, pretty large lead at the front. So I think he would have had about 5 seconds, even if he, you know, even with that 3 seconds, he bled on that one lap.
So he still had plenty of time in his pocket. 4 minutes now remaining in this race, so the time is ticking down. And we've seen Wilco in the past. He's got a bit of a habit. If he pushes too hard, what is that gap? 6.3 seconds now to the race leader. And I think HSV is just going to have him here, Bob. Just too much pace, isn't there, with HSV today or tonight, whichever way you want to look at it. And we'll see what Wilco can do. But HSV's just come in. And further down the field, Geordie. So I guess the only question remaining in this race is where Geordie's got to. He's going to have to come in this lap, isn't he, Bob? Or is it? Or can you wait another
he's
lap?
got to. He's got to. There's no two ways about it. He'll just get a penalty if not.
Because otherwise you do get a ridiculous penalty, don't you? Is it something...
130 seconds, I think.
130 seconds, so a couple of minutes added to his race time. So Geordie now, and 5.6 between Wilco and HSV, so it's not over yet. We might have a couple of laps left, I reckon, judging on... here he comes. So 2 laps to go. As Geordie comes into the pits, Barner's in 4th, Millsy. So can he get out before Manafort? That's going to be the question. Is Geordie still a good race from him? As we go down the order, Albert, who absolutely hates this circuit, he's up in 7th. Mayo, there we have it. 15 seconds further back in 8th. We've got Skill into the pits now.
Yeah,
which
so
must be
Skill
for a second
must be
time.
for damage. So Millsy has jumped George, and so has Madaford.
So there we have it. Geordie then. As we see Skill going down the order. Aussie Thunder further back behind him. GRT a lap off the race leader. So 2 minutes to go now. So here we are. We'll go back to our race leader. And is that the boss having a moment? I think he made some contact with the barrier there, but HSV now behind Binger. So this is not ideal, not the best place to catch some traffic. He's still got a bit of time in his pocket, doesn't he, Bob? But, well, we saw him. If he can negotiate, I think this is the same lot of traffic he saw before his pit stop.
Yeah, it is. So he's caught Binger right at the wrong time, really. Binger doesn't have to come offline or anything. Now they're on Conrod. Obviously, that's... And
I think he's going to get that move done pretty easily, isn't he, down Conrod straight. So you can see Binger, Boss and Voodoo, 9th, 10th and 11th. But of course, that also means that Wilco's got to go through. We can see he's gained a little bit on this man in whilst HSV was negotiating. That traffic, he almost had a moment there coming through the chase. But down to Murray's Corner now for what will be coming up to starting his last lap of this race. Do not go anywhere. Race 2 coming your way very, very shortly. Race control. Leader is on the final lap. That is for sure. So 4 seconds that gap now. But Wilco seems to have carved his way through a lot easier, doesn't he, here? But it's going to still be, if you pardon the pun, too high a mountain to climb, I think, for Wilco if he's going to win here.
Yeah, I think Wilco caught the traffic, you know, at the right point. HSV was hampered, but HSV has had the pace all the way through. He's set a 2:05 flat. Wilco's fastest lap is a 2:05.4. So yeah, I think HSV's just had this from start to finish, to be honest.
So he's done an absolutely brilliant job here tonight, and I can tell you now, lap 14 of this race, he doesn't want to make any mistakes, but it's been an absolutely faultless drive from him. There we have it, 0. So the time is up. This will be the last lap of the race. Nothing Wilco can do now. So he's got about half a lap to go, HSV, until the end of this one. And 4.8 seconds is the gap. So barring any mistakes, we don't want to talk too soon. We've seen some stranger things happen before, especially at this track, mind you, before the end of the race. But there we have it. So coming on to Conrod straight for the final time. That battle between Voodoo and the Boss has been going for pretty much the whole race, hasn't it, too? We'll get to that in a little bit just a moment or two. As HSV, like we said, down Conrod straight for the final time, heading towards the chase. You can see Wilco in the background. at the top of your screen, but it's not going to be enough. There we have it. I think Wilco's realised that as well, Bob, because 6.1 seconds the gap. HSV is going to get it done here. And in the Bathurst Social Race, KRL and RPR, through Murray's Corner for the final time, HSV is going to get the W here tonight in race 1. There we have it. HSV takes a victory here. He's the king of the mountain in race 1. Here comes Jason Wilkinson. Not a bad race, I should say, from him. 6.4 seconds further back, and Barters, who's just catching that traffic right now. He'll finish third, so he'll be happy with that result. Millsy, who haven't seen a lot of him, but P4, not a bad result for him, Bob.
Well, no, not a bad result at all. There's your 2 podiums for race 1, though. Is HSV, Wilco and Barders for the Cup cars, Binger, Boss and Voodoo for your GT4.
So there we have it. Matterford round the final corner. Gets P5. Where is Geordie? So Geordie coming through. Not a bad race from Geordie either. Kept it fairly clean. We saw a few scuffs and a few scratches on that Porsche. And that beautiful bronze copper paint job. But coming home in 6th, will he be happy with that, you reckon, Bob?
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad for him. He's finished ahead of Albert, Mayo and Skill. Obviously Skill retired, but nonetheless it's still a pretty solid drive from the old boy.
And here we go. Here comes Albert from Spain. Here he comes across the line.
Oh, kills himself. Lemming.
Not before going into the wall. So he can get back to his paella, as Wilco says. Now to do it all again. Wilco just giving us a bit of an update. Made a couple of mistakes on the first 2 laps, which gave a gap to HSV. And then he was too good from then. He had plenty of pace, that's for sure, as Wilco finishing in 2nd. Here comes Mayo across the line now. We'll go return to garage while we still can. And Binger coming home in 9th. In fact, these guys have already finished, I think, because they were a lap down. Have they? Yep.
Yeah, so the
GT,
GT4s, I mean, obviously, with the split category, Binger takes a GT4 win with Boss in 2nd and Voodoo in 3rd.
Great stuff. There we have it. So that is the end of race number 1. We're going to have a 3-minute break, ladies and gentlemen, to gather our collective breath, go have a drink, make a cup of tea, but don't be too long, because we are coming back for race number 2, and won't be too far away. There we have it, a 3-minute break, of course, and we are getting ready to do it all over again, and it'll be a reverse of the race 1 results. For the grid, the last Cup car in race 1 that finishes the race will be pole. And the winner in race 1 will be the last in the Cup field. Of course, different categories, of course, Bob. GT4, same thing. Last GT4 to finish race 1 will be in pole in the GT4 field. And all GT4s must be behind the Cup cars. There we have it. So the end results, HSV taking the win against Jason in P2, Barters in P3, and then it's Millsy in P4. Thank you, Wilco. Reverse grid now, race 2 now. Cup cars first, then the GT4s like we mentioned, and the rest of the results there on your screen. We're going to take a short commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back for race number 2 right after this. Do not go anywhere. Well, that was a good bit of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, race 2 is going to be hectic. I'm just going to try and move some cables around, because I just noticed on my stream my video capture device was flickering.
Oh, yeah. I'll just duck off for my... I was on a 1-stop, but I'll have to do a 2-stop strategy. I'll be back in a tick.
All right, but...
I'll put... Oh, now my dog wants to go out. I'll see you soon, mate.
All right, buddy.
Bye. I'm just going to go in here, darling. I'm just going to go in here, okay? Sorry, darling. Oh, not sure whether you can hear any of that.
Yeah, I was muted. I'm just busy trying to change all my cables around. I don't know if it was to do with the fact that it was USB 3 or what. Trying to fix this up.
Little one was asking for daddy, and daddy had to go back in and. Okay. Welcome back. Might even turn the microphone on. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. We are back for race number 2. And you can see there it will be Mayo on pole. Skill didn't finish, so he'll be last in the Cup car field. As we count down for race number 2 here, 32 minutes, including a short formation lap. As we just get the message from race control, the countdown is on. It's the final countdown. 2, 1. I will never do that again. Don't you worry, everyone out there watching, as Bob Hoskins alongside me for race 2. Bob, we had some technical issues there. Hopefully you've managed to get that sorted with your capture device.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
And let's have a look here. So there we have it. You can see categories, different categories there. GT4s, GT3s. So another 32 minutes of action. I've just trying to recall. Green light, go, go, go. Thank you for that. And we're doing the first lap at 150 kilometers, then exiting the chase. Format at 50 kilometers double file. And once the leader hits the start-finish line, the race is live and the pit lane is open, which is similar to what we did. In fact, I think it's exactly what we did in race 1, I believe, Bob.
Yes, pretty much. I don't know what's going on here. My capture device is... Oh my dear God, what's happened here?
So some technical issues across the Nullarbor there in Perth, as Bingo getting very excited on this formation lap there, catching some of the grass. So there we have it, to reverse grid race 2, of course. Cup cars first, followed by the GT4s. And you can see there, so it will be Mayo on pole position. Prince Albert, P2 coming across the top of the hill. And it was HSV winning race number 1 ahead of Wilco, of course. But, well, we are going to see a lot of carnage. I shouldn't say carnage. We're going to see a lot of action here in... Hopefully he likes being called Mayo. It's a very Mayo-looking paint job. There we have it, number 12 Porsche in the Cup cars. And there you can see Mayo on pole, like we said. And back to the drawing board indeed for Jason Wilkinson. And this is mixed up field. This is the sort of action, the sort of grid formation that can see some carnage. But here comes, through the chase then, here comes Mayo, Albert behind him, then Geordie, Matterford, and the rest of them. So then we've got GRT, Thunder, Voodoo, Boss, and Binger. And we are ready to go racing once again. Another 30 minutes of action ahead of us here from the famous Mount Panorama circuit. Out of Murray's Corner, onto the start-finish straight. And we are ready to go racing. That's right, the pit lane is open. Green flags. And it is go, go, go. As Mayo Man into turn 1. Albert taking a wide line and leads. Wow, great start from Albert.
Yeah, Mayo was very cautious there. He's he didn't want to cause an incident at T1, so he rolled out of it and let Albert take that.
So a brilliant start from the Spaniard, who leads ahead of Mayo. Geordie down there, everyone at the back getting away cleanly as well. Matterford look at this. All very clean, riding our way. Look at this. Up the mountain again for the second time tonight. Manafort alongside Skill. There's not much space in there. Are they going to touch? No, they don't. So all clean there across the hill for the first time. They are so close. And how it's nerve-wracking just watching it, Bob.
Yeah, Bathurst was all over the back of George. George has just slapped the wall. Millsy through. Skill is alongside George. Oh my God.
It's so close. I can't even watch. And don't outbreak yourselves, fellas. Coming down. It's there we have it. HSV right up behind Manafort. It's so nerve-wracking to watch, isn't it, Bob? Because you know, just one wrong move, and you could be looking at about 6 or 7 cars getting taken out there on lap 1. And
Yeah,
look at them all. Look at them all streaming onto Conrod straight there. But it is this man, Albert. I'm doing pretty well for myself at the moment. I'm pretty happy where I am. That's all right. Buenos nachos to you, Albert.
Oh my God, 3 wide at points.
3 wide, 3 going to go into 1 here, coming up to the chase. It is Barters in P2. Millsy, where are you? He's down the inside of Skill. That's where he is, but Skill holds it. And Wilco. Was that a bit of a nudge, Bob? And here we go.
Oh, Wilco's going for the early pit this time round.
And so is HSV. What are these boys thinking at the moment, Bob? Just getting out of the traffic early?
Yeah, I believe so. They want that clear run.
So interesting stuff. Mandatory pit stops here, of course, if you're just joining us. So we've got some other pit stop action. I think we've got Thunder, Voodoo
Yep,
in
so
the pits
4
as
in the
well.
pits at the moment.
So that is clever, isn't it? So just have a clean first lap, Bob. Boom, jump straight into the pits, and then, well, they're going to get some clear air no matter what, aren't they? Because that's going to be a perfect strategy for them in the final half of the... I don't think we've heard the last of Wilco and HSV. To you, Bob, with 25 minutes to go.
No, I don't believe so. I think Albert is going to try and get his head down, though, and try and get the same sort of run that HSV enjoyed in race 1.
And it's not one of his favourite tracks, we know that, but it's 6.6 seconds, only halfway through lap 2, so if he can keep it together, and he's not really under pressure either, is he? So he's going to try and replicate what HSV did in race 1, and just try and build that gap as best he can, Albert then, so 6.6 seconds the gap, Barter's in second, Skill, then Millsy, Manafort, Geordie, who had a good result, P6 in race 1, of course. Then Mayo. And Mayo down to 7th. He must have got himself into quite the bit of mischief, did he, Bob, there? He's down to 7th now. So he must have had an incident somewhere.
He's a very cautious driver, so he won't want to cause any incidents for other drivers. So... It's hard to say. It's hard to say if he's just been cautious and they've got through, or if he's had a moment. I can't see much damage on his car.
So slow and steady for Mayo down in P7, but it's not where you start, it's where you finish, and he's still got 24 minutes left in this race. Then we get to GRT in the Mercedes, then a Binger in the Ginetta, used to seeing that man in a Nissan, of course. So the boss, there we have it. So the boss in the Merc, Wilco and HSV, a very spicy little tasty ensemble here. Look at this battle. This is the battle that we probably should have seen in race 1, but HSV just had too much pace. And boy, oh boy, look at this. These two making their stops at the end of lap 1. This is going to get spicy here very quickly, Bob Hoskins. HSV right behind him at the moment.
Yeah, I would say that Wilco's lost out a bit there, because he came into the pits with a larger gap than that over HSV, I think. So I don't know if he's just playing it cautious, because obviously the Cup car does eat the tyres, even in a short race.
Well, I'm not sure whether that's... Just having a look at that battle there between Wilco and HSV, is that they've decided to make that early pit stop, but I'm just thinking if they squabble too much, Bob, it might sort of cancel out that that advantage that they could have had if from
HSV's in the wall.
HSV's in the wall, so that's not going to do his car too much good, I wouldn't have thought. But you've got to say it's probably Albert in the box seat at the moment out front there, if he can keep it together. But, well, that's going to give Wilco some breathing room now, isn't it? Oh, look at that, so close to the walls. And I'm just not sure. It looked like a bit of a graze there, but there's no such thing as just a graze at the top of that hill. And look at this. So Wilco now, HSV, still very close behind him. And it's just given him a little bit of breathing space. So 22 minutes remaining in this race. HSV still up behind him. We'll get to some of the other action. Let's have a look at Albert, who's sitting pretty out in front. 6.4 seconds that gap. And then Skill coming up rather quickly behind Barters. And you can see there, second in fact, third, fourth.
Let's keep an eye on that gap from Skill to Barders to see if it's shifting.
So less than a second at the moment. We'll wait for our timing screens to update. And track temperature 29, so I think it's a little bit hotter here for race 2. Air temperature 25, perfect conditions for racing on top of the mountain here. But that gap looks like it's closing fairly quickly, Bob, between Skill and Barters, but still Barters holding his own pretty nicely.
Yeah, Skill looks as if he's on it for this race. So he's already done a 2:05 flat. He's currently 0.2 up on that while he's chasing Barters down.
So there we have it. We've ticked across to 9 p.m. Eastern time. What's that over there, Bob? 7 or no?
6 o'clock here.
6 o'clock, that's right, daylight saving. And geez, you get a good time slot for the F1 over there, don't you? But anyway, a little bit later here in the Eastern States. It'd probably be, just thinking, what have we got?
Well, I used to have all that when I first moved over. So I watched the English Premiership as well. So the Premiership is on even later than the F1. So I was often up till 3 o'clock in the morning watching my football.
There we have it. So lap number 4, Albert. Now that gap, it's less than 6 seconds now. And that's interesting with Barters and Skill very close indeed. Millsy not too far behind. Matterford, let's recap if you're just joining us. Geordie in his favourite P6 here tonight, ticking under the less than 20 minutes to go. Get your comments coming in. Been rather quiet on the comments.
2:04.
So 2:04, that's qualifying pace.
Yeah, 2:04.9 was... Yeah, so he was just a 10th quicker than Barders on that lap. Skill was.
So not much in it then. Across the line comes a Mayo. 7th position, GRT, and just letting Wilco and HSV by. So that battle continues. And HSV getting his nose in front of GRT across the line. Lap 5 of this race then. So those two have made their pit stops. GRT, Binger, they're sort of doing their own thing, aren't they, really? Down there, the boss a little bit further back, Thunder and Voodoo as HSV. So Voodoo also, we'll get back to that in a moment, but Voodoo, and is that Thunder off the track? Aussie Thunder there in the 222 Mercedes having a moment, and Voodoo is through. So good stuff for Voodoo. Jazzy looking paint job there for Voodoo. And Prince Albert still 6.1 seconds. So the gap is steady, Bob, but he's not really streaking away at the front, is he?
No. I think he's just going steady, to be honest. He's still chucking in good lap times. It's sort of low to mid 2:05s. So yeah, at the moment Barders and Skill are carrying more pace than Albert, but it's still not, a slow pace. So whereas, yeah, so I think this battle between HSV and Wilco is going to go on for a fair few laps.
And let's see here. We'll join that battle once again with just less than 18 minutes left here. Yes, as my daughter just in the background there. HSV, this battle is so close. Millsy into the pits then from P5. And HSV. Ooh. My goodness, heart in mouth stuff there. I thought that was that looked like it was it was going to be a massive moment. And geez, he's done well. He's done well there, hasn't he, Bob? I thought he was going straight to the scene of the accident there.
Yeah, I did. I thought he was going to be skipping across the grass then, and I thought there was going to be a few problems.
But he's managed to get it done. As there we have it. So lap 6 of this race as Millsy comes out just behind HSV and Wilco, Bob.
All right, so yeah, the scrap that Wilco and HSV are in, it hasn't enabled them to skip up the road like they were hoping by taking that early stop.
So if anything, it's sort of they've cancelled each other out, haven't they, in a way? But
yes,
as HSV then, so they've made their stops. Millsy not too far. I reckon Millsy's going to be right up behind this action. In the not too distant future. So Albert, like we said before, just taking it easy out front, I reckon. 6 seconds, that gap at the moment. And he's still got a bit of time up his sleeve, I reckon. He doesn't seem to be pushing. Well, it's 5 seconds now, that gap. Back to Bathurst seems to be absolutely on it at the moment. If we can get what are his lap times looking like? Might just
Aussie had already pitted, hadn't he? Triple two. He's back in the pits again.
Back in the pits again as we ride inside Bathurst. You can see Alberto up the road. 4th gear, 5th gear. 200 kilometres an hour. You can see the amount of work that goes in these Cup cars then. So P2, best lap of a 205 flat for Bathurst. Last lap, 205.4.
Yeah, Albert's last lap was a 206.3.
So he's losing a bit of time. 4.6 seconds now between these two. So something going on with Albert, unless he's had a moment somewhere, Bob, but he is losing. He's losing out, isn't he? As we've got a stop-go penalty for somebody. That
was Aussie.
So Aussie, so he'll have to come through for a 3rd time.
Yeah, wow. I don't think he's having the best of races at the moment.
So there's Bathurst. We are just riding on board with Bathurst for a brief moment there. We'll get back to the wide shot because Albert now 4.7 seconds ahead of Bathurst, so nothing out of the equation yet, as that was a huge moment. Was that Matterford? There was a huge moment at the top of the hill. I think Matterford's lost it. And I just saw him sort of going sideways there, Bob, so he's going to have damage out of that, but he's almost all on his own, isn't he?
Yes, I'm in car with Albert at the moment, just keep an eye on what he's doing. So he's back up to his fastest lap time, so I'll come out of that camera. And who was it you said had a...
I think it might have been Matterford, yep, who had a bit of a moment. But speaking of riding on board, we might ride on board with this man, our race winner from race 1.
Oh,
inside the
I think you're right, Trev. I think you're right. Yeah, Matterford's bonnet is flapping.
It's holding on for dear life. It looked big, that's all I'll say, Bob, but it might be, to say he had a big incident might be a bit of an understatement. It looked very bad indeed, and I just caught the back end of the incident. But here comes
he pits.
HSV versus Wilco. So Wilco keeping that car in front.
Barda's in the pits, Matterford in the pits.
So Matterford and Barda's in the pits. So these boys are going to go through, aren't they? As, what was it, Geordie? 2:08.6, I think, on that last lap. We're seeing the information on the screen. So you can see there, we can't see the fuel or anything like that, but you can see the best lap. Look how consistent this. So his
Oh,
best lap
Barders has stayed out in front.
And Barnes has stayed out. So the best lap for this man, HSV, a 2:05.5, was the last lap. So he is on some pretty good pace here at the moment. And Wilco must be not he's up on this lap, just as you can see. But with a tick over a dozen minutes left in this race, he's just biding his time, isn't he, Bob? HSV, you can see it. We're riding on board with him at the moment. Not too many passing opportunities here, but you've got to say the pressure as he's just hit the wall. So not for the first time this evening, Bob, we've seen HSV have a moment. They're heading up the mountain, and that's going to give Jason some breathing space. So much easier to chase than to lead, but unfortunately on that occasion, HSV just getting into the wall, and he's hit the wall again, so we might have some damage. And Wilco skipping off into the distance. So unfortunately, and it looks like it's a bit of a hard car to handle, this one for HSV, I reckon. But he's needs to get back into the groove now, Bob, because he's only got 11 minutes to go in this race.
Yeah, the damage doesn't actually look that bad on the car, to be honest, and he hasn't lost too much to Wilco.
So still only. Well, it's only a second, isn't it? There or thereabouts. So Albert, who has stayed out along with Skill, Geordie, Barters has made a stop. Wilco. So fair to say it probably hasn't worked out, has it? That
no, it hasn't. It hasn't. So the biggest gain from that I can see so far is Barters, as Geordie pits as well. So if we keep an eye on the gap from Barters to Wilco, as long as that stays steady because of the scrap that he's got going with HSV, Barters is just going to be grinning ear to ear.
And he was looking pretty good, wasn't he, though, Bob, in the early part of the race? And he's sort of been in this clear air the whole time. And might have just been a bit of a masterstroke in terms of strategy and racecraft there. As Geordie is into the pit, Skill and Albert still out in front. So how much Albert's got to gain, I'm not too sure. Whether he can, he's got some traffic a little bit further on down the road, but whether he comes in this lap or not, we'll wait and see. 6.7 seconds. So if he pits now, Bob, it might be very close coming out.
It's going to be very close with Barters. Skill, I don't know. It's very hard to say. Skill could pop out right next to Wilco and HSV.
So it's going to be very, very close. Indeed, less than 10 minutes to go. Let's see if that Spaniard goes off into the pit lane. Yes, he does. So there we have it. So Albert coming into the pits,
so
and it is going to be
pit,
very close.
Or is he going to try and get that extra?
And somebody just
Skill's
having
pitted as well.
Yep. So Skill into the pits. Thunder there, who's a bit further back in the field, of course, coming into the pits as well. But so Barters down Conrod straight through the chase now. Barters might have him here, will he?
It's going to be very close. I just need
Albert's
moving.
Albert's moving. He's in motion. He's on his way. He comes out of the pit lane. Limiter off. And he's on his way. Where's Barters?
Skill's moving.
Where's Barters as well?
Right, so he's got Skill. But Albert is trying his luck, and he's going to run.
Skill's come out in front of Wilco and HSV, so it hasn't. They've also got Millsy for company too, don't they? With that battle.
Yeah, I think with those two scrapping, it's just held both of them up. It's just benefited everyone else.
Well, we said it. We said it as soon as it happened. That was the only issue. They both came in at the same time, and the problem with that, Bob, is that they left at the same time, and they've been together ever since. So neither one, they're pretty evenly matched. Of course, we saw that in race one, and neither one of them have been able to get the upper hand. So the end result of that is they're, 13 seconds off the lead?
Yes, 10, Wilco's 13, HSV 15 seconds off the lead.
So it has not worked out very well at all. Everyone has made a stop now. Less than 8 minutes to go in race number 2. Thank you, everybody who's been good enough to join us here on your Sunday night for KRL and RPR, the Bathurst Social Race. Something a little bit different on your Sunday night, given, as we've been mentioning throughout the live stream, it would have been the Bathurst 1000 weekend, not to be in these crazy times that we're living in. But HSV now, and Wilco's almost got him there. 2.1 seconds is the gap. I reckon HSV probably needs to worry about Millsy more so than anything, because it's less than a second, isn't it? Manafort further back. Let's take a look at some of the drivers lower down. Geordie all in his own there. And Mayo, our pole sitter, of course, reverse grid start as GRT now. And these boys, not quite as close of a battle between these boys as what we saw in race 1. Of course, Bob, but Voodoo, haven't seen too much of him, haven't called his name too many times, but...
No, there seems to be pretty big gaps for the GT4s. It's closer in the Cup cars, isn't it?
Yep, so not quite the same battles.
And in actual fact, everything's nullified in the Cup cars now. You got little pockets.
Yes. So, it's might be a pretty quiet finish to this one, but Voodoo. Oh no, there we go. Voodoo getting sideways. I think Voodoo might have come out of that all right, actually, Bob. It's hard to explain, but I think it was a very slow accident. He sort of slid very slowly and almost sort of grazed the wall rather than hitting it sort of flush.
Well, did you see the replay that he had that he had posted? That it was opposite lock to opposite lock across the top of the hill.
Have we got a yellow flag? Somebody must have lost it, have they? At the top of Albert.
No, really?
Albert's lost it. Yes, we saw a yellow flag. I saw it on the track map. And Albert has lost it. He's binned it. He hates this track. We know that. And now he's right amongst it. He's got HSV right behind him, if you don't mind. As Voodoo, thank you. 18 seconds of damage for the Nigerian Prince. He'll have to send back some money from Mojave in Nigeria. But look at this. What happened with Albert?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this battle with HSV, and then I'm gonna quickly jump into the replay to see what happened. He was getting close to the GT4s, so I don't know if something's distracted him or if it was self-made.
And there was a large group of cars there, so whether there was something else going on at the top of the hill, but I just saw a yellow flag. I didn't realise it was our race leader, so apologies for not catching that. But with less than 5 minutes to go, I can click on the replay, can't I? Let's have a look.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to try now.
What number car is...
92 is Albert.
92.
And then you button mash all the way through.
So then we change the camera. And let's have a look here. Let's see what happened to our race leader. So it's... it was sort of next lap. Sorry, apologies. Should put up that epilepsy warning if you don't like the flashing. But let's have a look. So let's have a look. It all looks quite nice here.
Whoa! Yep, just a full 180. And then he tried to let the car... Oh no! Straight across the track. Yeah, he had to just hold where he was and let the boys go. But he nearly collected Wilco.
That's not the place. It's not the best place to be, is it? He almost sort of copped a bit more damage with that whack on the way out of there, didn't he? You need to do the old 3-point turn, as you can see. Let's just have a look at it one more time.
Oh. Yeah, he held it for Barders to go through. Put himself in the wall, let Skill through.
And there's not a lot of runoff up there, is there, Bob? So if you get it wrong...
It's unfortunate. We shouldn't laugh, but you can't help it at times.
And Wilco almost, you can see Wilco avoiding action there, couldn't you? He almost had, almost seemed to, I think he might have made contact as well amidst all of that carnage. But Albert now, no surprise, down to 5th. And as the Nigerian Prince got himself, has he done a mischief, has he? Is he out of the
No, it wasn't
pit?
Voodoo. Who was that? That must have been the boss that was all over the place. My cameras have gone all haywire now.
Join the club. It's a little bit chaotic here. The cameras, once you start playing around with the replays and the in-car stuff, Bob, have you noticed the cameras seem to go a bit funny after that?
Yeah, they're about 15 seconds out of sync. The person that you put the camera on has been and gone.
Yeah, they're off in the trees somewhere, but Barters leads the race then. Gill in 2nd. Wilco, there he goes in 3rd. So this will... Oh, Albert. Geez, Albert's looking very punchy, isn't he? Right behind HSV after that incident. And is he going to have a crack here? We know he's got a bit of the Spanish. He's just seeing a bit of the red mist, I think, at the moment, because he's absolutely on the pace. And Millsy's dropped back, hasn't he, as well? So 7.4 seconds now.
Yeah, so Millsy must have had an incident, because he was about 2 seconds off of the back of HSV only a lap or so ago.
So Millsy then is Albert. We might see what Albert is doing at the moment. He's not going to be too happy after that incident on the last lap. But I think we've got this lap. I think this is going to be the penultimate lap of this race. The second of the 2 races here tonight, RPR and KRL joining forces. And we hope you've enjoyed this one here tonight. It's been a pleasure to bring this to you. And let's just tick over a minute to go now. In this race, we'll go back to our race leader. And it is Barters then, 4.8 seconds ahead of Skilled Voodoo. Nigerian Prince coming through your picture at the moment. There is Barters. Might just try and fix these cameras up while we can.
Yeah, I think Barters has got this race just through the consistency. You know, he wasn't the fastest person out on the track, but he's managed to hold that same pace for the duration.
So there we have it, and it's just like you said, Bob, it's just been a matter of consistency, hasn't it? And the 2 other boys, Wilco and HSV, they've really sort of, like we keep saying, they haven't done themselves many favours by coming in early. If anything, they've sort of put themselves back into the pack a little bit, trying to get out in front. We've seen Albert, and you've got to feel for Albert a little bit as well, don't you, Bob? Just looking at the time he would have lost there, he probably could have been our race winner.
Yeah.
Here tonight, but unfortunately not to be. Where is Barters? There's Voodoo, Skill, Wilco, HSV. So if anything, that battle between Wilco and HSV, it will be Wilco winning for the 2nd time. It was HSV winning race 1, then it was Wilco in P2. As there we have it, coming across HSV, a little bit of a brush of the wall there.
Whoa, whoa. Oh, Wilco up on the grass. He's pushing like mad to catch Skill, who is now right behind Voodoo.
And it's not over yet, that's for sure.
Oh my God!
And well, we're gonna wait for the cameras to catch up. And I thought Voodoo might have collected Wilco.
Yeah, there was a kiss. Now Wilco has got the toe all the way down Conrad.
And there we have it. So Wilco, we'll get back. These cameras are doing my head in. Anyway, there we have it. We'll keep an eye on Skilled and Wilco. This is for P2. Oh, there's HSV waiting to pick up the crumbs if something goes.
There he goes. He's got the move done.
And he got the move. Oh, I wish the cameras are playing up. But he's got the move done. There we have it. Wilco gets the move done. Barters will cross the line to win this race.
Nice win there.
Nice win from Barters. Wilco. And is he going to get him back? No, it is Wilco, Skilled, HSV, Prince Albert. And pity he didn't.
He's done the same as race 1. He's done a lemming.
Again. And he did it up the top of the hill too, which wasn't great. But
Oh,
HSV,
Maderford! Look at how far his bonnet is up in the air.
it's holding on, and there we have it, like the top of my barbecue. It's just struggling a little bit, but Maderford, as the cameras, we're waving the flags. It is the checkered flag now. I'm not sure whether we can get any drivers to talk to. We're not on the PlayStation chat, are we, Bob? We're on the Discord sort of stuff, so we'll wait and see whether we can get anyone. I'm not sure how to invite people, but anyway, we'll just keep talking in the meantime.
Oh,
Because
is that Voodoo out of fuel?
And is that Voodoo out of fuel? Well, I know that there must have been a petrol price hike over in Nigeria, but he hasn't even got to the end of the race. So that...
So where's... Right, GRT is the class leader for GT4s, and he's just coming on to Comrade now. So maybe... Oh, is Voodoo still rolling?
He's rolling. Here we go. So Voodoo, the Nigerian prince, and Boss is pushing him over the line. Look at this. Great sportsmanship.
Brilliant.
How good is this? Giving him a little bit of a push.
So Boss actually lost the position to Voodoo by doing that, but brilliant sportsmanship. Brilliant.
Great sportsmanship out of respect. And how good is that? That is fantastic stuff. That's made my night, that has. Yep, out of fuel, Wilco, that's for sure. The end of race 2. What a night we've had here as the Boss. Wouldn't want to do that for another 30 minutes, would you? As the Boss, who's somebody else they're going through. I think that's GRT. But wow, what a great gesture. But there are the final results. As the little engine that could, the little Nigerian that could, crosses the line. It is Bathurst in P1 taking the win. Wilco has got P2 with a great move on Skillshare at the end. This is not a sponsored video, of course. HSV in 4th. Albert in 5th after his incident towards the end of that race, which is unfortunate for him. Millsy dropped a little bit further back there, didn't he, Bob? In 6th. Maderford in 7th. Geordie in 8th. And Mayo in 9th. Almost called him Caviar there for a second. But not Black Caviar, that's for sure. As Binger, GRT, beg your pardon, the next class, Binger, Voodoo, the Boss, pushing Voodoo over the line and giving up a place of his own, if you don't mind. And then Thunder and Isuzu, Brian, Voodoo. The damn fuel levels, I'll tell you. We'll tell you, that's for sure. But good thing you had the Boss there, as we've got...
Well, yeah, the Boss actually gifted Voodoo a podium there by pushing him across the line.
As we've got Wilco, I think, in the chat with us. Wilco, just a quick word. The cameraman must have been drunk or something. We missed that final move of yours, mate.
Oh, you're kidding, Trev. You're fired.
I got it.
Fired.
No, that was a good race. I just want to jump on and say thanks to you boys on a Sunday night, giving up your time. Thank you very much. That was good fun. Hopefully everyone enjoyed it. Well done to Bathurst and HSV. It's good fun. And the GT4 boys did awesome too.
So there we have it. Absolute pleasure. Thank you for that, Wilco. We know a lot of time and effort goes into organising these things, but it's been fantastic to bring this to you, ladies and gentlemen. And there we have it. The Kid Buyers Racing League combining with the Rising Phoenix Racing League here at Bathurst tonight to put on a good show for your Sunday night. Bob, thank you, my good man, and a bit of a plug for RPR. When can we tune into that?
So, yes, we are back on again next Sunday, and that will be our final GT4 race at Laguna Seca.
So tune in for that, RPR and KRL. Of course, when will we be back? We'll be back on Wednesday at night from 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Tier 2. Tier 1, of course, the following night as well. Buenos noches, Alberto. He says, thanks, everybody, for a great night. It was a good race. He said, I hate Bathurst, but still, if I didn't go off at the top of the hill, I probably would have won that race. But anyway, hindsight is a wonderful thing. But thank you, guys. Thank you for that, Albert. Fantastic stuff. Thank you, Bob. Once again, it's been... feels like, what have we been, nearly 2 hours, mate, but it's been a fantastic night.
Is anyone coming on to Discord?
I did tell them that I think they're all absolutely rooted, so Oh, no, anyway, Skills joined, so there you go.
Oh, there we go. We've got Skill on the line, mate. You there?
Hey, yeah, good.
Talk us, give us a quick rundown of your race tonight, mate. An hour of Bathurst. It's never easy.
No, not in the cup car. Yeah.
But I mean,
No, I was
race
too
1 you
wary.
wouldn't want to talk about. I can say that. But race 2, that seemed pretty decent. That one.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I had good race with a few people.
Good.
Good stuff, mate. Well, yeah, congratulations. You just missed out there at the end, didn't you? Wilco managed to get you at the end of race 2.
Yeah, that was good.
But still a fantastic battle nonetheless. I think unless we've got Geordie, who have we got? We've got someone else jumping in. Have we, Geordie, mate? Can you hear us there? I think
jumped in. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you. I just got you on mute.
Oh, that's all right, mate. Too easy. Your race tonight, mate. P6, I think, in race 1. Not sure where you were in race 2, mate. How was your night tonight?
P8. Yeah, no, I love the cup cars. They're so much fun to drive.
It's good to see you out there, buddy.
2 out of the 14 tonight.
Oh, it was because it was the cup cars. That's why I got out there.
No, good
Yeah, it was
stuff.
fun.
Good stuff, mate. Fun night all round. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thanks,
Fantastic
Wilco. Thanks, Geordie.
turnout. Yep, thanks, Wilco. Thank you, Geordie, and the RPR guys, as well as the KRL guys, doing a fantastic job to combine for this special social race here at Bathurst tonight. Stay safe, ladies and gentlemen. Stay well wherever you're watching. Yep.
Just before you go, Trev, just a big shout out to Wilco from all the RPI boys. He's the ones that's put all the work into this, and he's done a fantastic job. So on behalf of RPR, Wilco, thank you very much.
Thank you ever so much. Thank you ever so much, boys, all of you.
Great stuff. Great effort all round. Quick shout out to our man Voodoo. Those graphics you can see on your screen as well. Thank you for that, Voodoo. That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night, your Sunday evening, wherever you're watching. And go Danny Rick for tonight over there at Turkey. That's not too far away either. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure to bring this to you. And until next time, it's bye for now.